What if I told you that in just 12 minutes you could step into a reality where the rules you've always accepted no longer apply, where your focus shapes your world and every choice you make creates ripples that extend far beyond what you can see? Most people spend years chasing results, believing change is slow, impossible, or dependent on luck. But the truth is that the power to alter your life is already inside you, waiting to be activated in ways that are simple, precise, and transformative. Every day, countless moments slip by unnoticed, opportunities fade because attention is scattered, and potential goes unrealized because your mind is trapped in habits, distractions, and outdated patterns. The limits you feel are not real. They are constructs of your environment, your upbringing, and the stories you've been told about what is possible. But what if you could see beyond those boundaries, recognize the invisible threads that connect every event in your life, and take control of them consciously, deliberately, with awareness and intention? Imagine standing at the center of your universe, where time feels elastic, your decisions precise, and reality responsive to your focus. Picture yourself observing multiple possibilities unfolding simultaneously, each choice shaping outcomes with clarity you've never experienced before. Past mistakes, future anxieties, and present distractions fade into insignificance as you tap into a state where your mind, body, and environment align perfectly, creating momentum that carries everything you desire into existence. This is not fantasy, luck, or something reserved for a select few. It's about accessing and training the mental mechanisms that are already within you. In these 12 minutes, you can activate a level of awareness that allows you to recognize patterns, anticipate outcomes, and influence events in a way that feels almost impossible to the outside world, yet completely natural to the mind that knows how to focus, direct energy, and embrace clarity. Every thought, action, and intention becomes a tool to sculpt your reality, producing effects that compound and magnify faster than anything you've experienced before. Most people will scroll past this, dismiss it as hype, and continue living under invisible limits they don't even know exist. But for those who choose to engage, who commit to even a short period of focused attention, the landscape of their life begins to change almost immediately. As awareness expands, decisions become sharper, and outcomes shift in alignment with their true intent. You can begin to see the invisible threads, influence events, and step into a rhythm where time, focus, and power converge. Now imagine the instant you step into this state, how your perception shifts, how obstacles that once seemed insurmountable suddenly appear as mere puzzles waiting to be solved. Every hesitation dissolves, replaced by precision, clarity, and an almost magnetic pull toward the outcomes you desire. Your mind begins to see opportunities where others see chaos, and what once felt random or uncontrollable becomes a pattern you can navigate and influence. In these few minutes, you're not just learning a technique, you're awakening a part of yourself that has been dormant, a version of you that operates at full potential, unbound by doubt, fear, or distraction. Feel it. The subtle tension in your chest as focus sharpens, the awareness spreading through your body, the clarity in your mind as every thought aligns with a singular purpose. Time itself seems to bend. Moments stretch, and choices become more potent than ever before. The world isn't happening to you anymore. It's responding to you. Every glance, every sound, every decision is amplified, and you begin to understand how small shifts in perception can create massive changes in reality. You can continue ignoring this, letting the minutes slip by and remaining trapped in the patterns that have always defined your life. Or you can take this moment, this opportunity, and see how a single focused session can unlock doors you didn't know existed. The truth is, the difference between those who feel powerless and those who feel unstoppable isn't luck or timing. It's awareness, control, and the willingness to act on what they now see. And once you tap into it, once you truly experience it, you'll notice the world bending subtly, effortlessly, in ways that align with your intention. Feel the difference as your awareness expands. How the tiniest details you never noticed before now seem to carry meaning and guidance. The world around you begins to whisper possibilities you previously ignored, and every decision feels lighter, sharper, almost effortless. What once seemed chaotic or random now reveals its hidden order, and you begin to sense the invisible threads connecting events, people, and circumstances. This is not imagination. It's a shift in perception, a rewiring of how your mind interacts with reality itself, where focus becomes the lever that moves mountains and opens doors you thought were sealed forever. Inside you exists a power that has been lying dormant, waiting for attention and clarity to awaken it. In these minutes, that power can surface, guiding your thoughts, influencing outcomes, and transforming ordinary moments into profound opportunities. Each breath, each heartbeat, each intentional thought compounds like energy gathering before a storm, creating momentum that stretches far beyond the 12 minutes you've committed. You begin to feel it, the subtle but undeniable influence you can exert over your reality, the capacity to shape circumstances, shift events, and even alter how others perceive and respond to you. You're standing on the threshold between who you have been and who you are about to become. On one side lies routine, autopilot, and the ordinary. On the other lies a reality that bends, reshapes, and responds to your focus and intent. The choice is subtle, yet powerful, to remain in the familiar or to step fully into the extraordinary, where every decision, every moment, and every action begins to reflect your clarity, your awareness, and your control. Now sense the shift inside you, an awareness spreading through every cell, a clarity that slices through distraction, doubt, and hesitation. The world no longer feels separate from you. It bends subtly in response to your focus, your attention, your intention. Every thought carries weight, every action resonates, and every possibility unfolds like a map that was always there, waiting for you to notice it. You're no longer a passenger, you're the conductor of the symphony of reality, orchestrating events with the precision and power of someone who has finally seen the invisible patterns that guide everything. Feel your mind stretching beyond the ordinary limits of perception. Moments from the past, present, and future converge in a way that makes sense, aligning like stars in a constellation that only you can see. Every choice becomes a tool, every idea a spark, and every intention a lever that can shift outcomes in ways that once seemed impossible. You are learning, consciously and subconsciously, to bend focus into creation, to shape circumstances, and to move through time with awareness that multiplies your effect on the world. And here's the secret few realize. The difference between ordinary life and extraordinary control is not effort, it's focus, clarity, and the courage to step fully into your ability to influence reality. You've felt the shift, you've seen the possibilities, and now the question becomes, will you use these 12 minutes to activate what is already inside you, to harness the unseen forces of awareness, energy, and attention, and to move through your life with a power most only dream of? Now feel it fully. The power, the clarity, the awareness that stretches through every part of your being. This is the point where nothing feels random, where every thought, every heartbeat, every glance has a purpose and resonates across your reality. You can sense the invisible threads connecting your actions, your intentions, and the outcomes around you. The world is no longer just happening, it is responding, bending, and shaping itself around your focus. In this space, you are no longer limited by fear, doubt, or the old patterns that once held you back. You are the architect of possibility, the master of the moments that have always been quietly waiting for you to notice. And as this awareness grows, expanding outward from your mind into the world, you realize that the boundaries you believed were real were never real at all, that time, chance, and circumstance are tools you can shape with precision, and that the 12 minutes you've dedicated to this process is just the beginning of a transformation that will ripple through everything you touch, every decision you make, and every reality you step into. As your awareness stretches, you begin to see that reality itself is malleable, that every moment contains infinite possibilities waiting for your focus to bring them into existence. What once seemed fixed, rigid, and inevitable now bends like light through a prism, revealing paths, choices, and outcomes that were always there but hidden beneath the surface of ordinary perception. You feel the weight of this truth in your chest, in your mind, as every thought becomes a tool, every intention a force, and every glance a vector for shaping the world around you. And in this space, there is no need to rush, because time itself is no longer a master but a medium, a canvas on which you paint with awareness, energy, and precision. Look closer, and you begin to sense the threads connecting all things, the people, the circumstances, the moments that form the intricate web of your life. Each thread is responsive, pliable, and subtly influenced by your focus, your choice, and your intention. You realize that by aligning your mind, body, and attention, you are not just observing reality, you are engaging in a dynamic dance with it, co-creating outcomes that ripple outward far beyond what you can immediately perceive. The power to influence is not granted by luck or circumstance, it exists quietly inside you, waiting for the courage, the clarity, and the focus to awaken it. Notice how time itself begins to behave differently. Moments stretch, compress, and overlap, revealing layers of experience you never knew existed. What once felt like waiting, like uncertainty, now feels like movement, like a river flowing in response to your awareness. You are not bound by the linear tick of seconds or the calendar of days. Instead, you navigate time like a musician plays an instrument, creating rhythms, harmonies, and patterns that resonate with your intent. Every decision you make, every focus you hold sends waves outward, shaping not only the immediate moments but the distant ones, bending possibilities into forms you consciously guide. Each choice you make in this state carries amplified weight. The smallest intention can ripple outward, interacting with events and circumstances in ways that feel almost magical, yet remain grounded in focus and awareness. You begin to see cause and effect, not as distant or accidental, but as intimately connected to your own consciousness, your attention, and the energy you bring to each moment. The world responds to this awareness, subtly aligning with the patterns you set, confirming that control is not theoretical, it is real, present, and accessible to you now. And now in these moments of heightened awareness, you feel the unmistakable sense of mastery, not over people, not over luck, but over the landscape of your own life, the threads of your own reality. You begin to sense the infinite potential in each instant, the power of alignment and the clarity that turns hesitation into decisive action. The awareness expands, flows outward, and continues to grow with every breath, every thought, every heartbeat, showing you that this 12-minute journey is not an endpoint but a doorway, a living, dynamic experience where focus, intention, and consciousness combine to shape outcomes, reveal possibilities, and awaken the deeper power that has always been yours. Feel your consciousness stretching outward, expanding beyond the boundaries you once believed were fixed. Thoughts, feelings, and perceptions intertwine, creating a sense of unity between yourself and the universe. Each moment contains layers of meaning, threads connecting you to possibilities you never knew existed. Awareness itself becomes a tool, and your focus is the key to unlock experiences and outcomes that once seemed unreachable. You begin to understand that what you do in this instant resonates far beyond what you see, shaping events in ways that ripple endlessly. Now sense how everything begins to align. The internal and external, the seen and unseen, intention and action. There is no struggle, no randomness, only resonance, a rhythm that responds to your clarity and focus. You realize that when mind, body, and attention move as one, reality itself becomes pliable, a mirror of your intent, reflecting back the energy you put forth. Every choice, every glance, every thought now carries amplified weight, and you begin to see the immense potential that emerges when awareness meets deliberate action. As you move through this experience, notice how each focus moment sends ripples outward, touching circumstances, events, and people in ways you may not immediately perceive but will feel as subtle shifts over time. Each intention becomes a wave, interacting with countless threads of reality, combining, amplifying, and forming patterns that create profound changes. The 12 minutes you've dedicated are no longer just a passage of time. They are a catalyst, a seed planted that will grow, influence, and expand, showing you that mastery is not a distant dream but a continuous, unfolding process that starts with this very awareness.